Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Everything is fine here on Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Mike, joined by Bogie, here to talk Star Wars with all you fans out there. Before we jump into talking about some Star Wars stuff, specifically Tales of the Empire, the second arc, which follows Barriss Offee, just get the business elements out of the way. So if you're listening to us right now, hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment, rate, review, all the above. We greatly appreciate any little thing that you can do because it definitely helps get our channel name out there amongst all the other Star Wars channels. So again, thank you. And as a reminder, once we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to have our first prize giveaway. And then once we hit 500, we'll have another prize giveaway, and it's going to be a bigger and better one. You're not going to want to miss out. But make sure that your YouTube handle is public, because that's the only way I'm going to know who's subscribing and who to enter into that drawing. So subscribe and make sure you're public. And our chat is up and running. So come talk with us, express your opinions, ask questions, whatever you wish. Make fun of us. I don't care. Do anything. Engage with us. It's great. We enjoy it. Ryan, if you hear us, you can insult us one way or another. So how you doing, Bogie?
Good, yeah, for your listeners out there. Don't want to miss out on that Jelly of the Month Club
That's
prize.
right. That's right. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Clark.
Right?
Um, so yeah, as I mentioned, we're going to be looking to talk Tales of the Empire, Barriss Offee arc. I Bogey just watched it for the first time today, not too long ago, so it's fresh on his mind. So yeah, before we dive into the episodes, anything you want to start off right away with those three episodes: Devoted,
No,
Realization, and The Way Out.
yeah, Devoted Realization and The Way Out. Yeah, th those three episodes. I actually really enjoyed the arc. Um, before we started the episode, Munj and I we were talking about kind of some backstory. I had questions because I haven't watched all of Clone Wars to get more of an understanding of her character. Um, I do find it interesting how this whole arc of her kind of being maybe forced into being becoming an Inquisitor, and then her arc of redemption towards the end.
Yeah,
So I that's how I want to put it,
and
for the whole her story arc in this series, and I really enjoyed it.
I think you're on the mark with in terms of being forced into the role, because the choice is either do it or die. So
Yeah.
whatever of those two options seems more appealing, go for it. And part of what we talked about before jumping on to record was just talking about what happened with Barriss Offee and Ahsoka, that whole situation, just so we had an understanding of, why is Barriss Offee in jail, in prison, kind of what's her high level story there, just to make it probably a little more impactful and easier for you to understand of what's going on here. So um, very interesting though. I love that it's great getting perspective of someone who's watched it that hasn't seen Clone Wars, who hasn't had that backstory. Um, and we can dive into it when we're talking more about the episodes. But my opinion of this arc is a little bit different, and that's because knowing who she was in Clone Wars and that whole story, and then seeing her in this, I have questions myself, not necessarily to you, but just towards the writers. Um, uh, what's his name? I'm totally spacing on his name. But
Filoni?
yeah, Filoni. Why am I spacing on Filoni? That's terrible. I guess I have questions on Filoni on how he envisioned yeah, slap on the hand. No, that's a face slap right there. That's terrible. Backhand to the face. Filoni.
Shame on you.
No, I'm not slapping Filoni. Filoni can slap me. How about that? I guess I would just have questions for Filoni on how he vision this character because it seems a little different to me. And like I said, we'll talk about that once we get into the episodes. So the first episode is Devoted. And with this one, we start, she's in jail and she's looking out the little like crack or window that she has, and she sees the Jedi Temple on fire, and she's asking the guards, like the clones, are we under attack? What's going on? And then the fourth sister comes in, presents Barriss with the like an option,
An ultimatum.
an ultimatum, and like the the clones were getting their guns ready. They weren't pointing, but they were kind of like cocking them, getting ready for the decision, because if she chose not to, you could tell that they were gonna like execute her right then and there. So she goes along with it, and come to find out, it's not just her; it's two other, seems to be like Padawans or young Jedi as well, that probably were captured or something similar to BARRISS OFFEE. I'm curious of what their stories are. Are they just random younglings that got picked up? Because they killed many other younglings. So what separates these from, those? But then we see the Grand Inquisitor, and he kind of does a little training with her, a little one-on-one, trying to get her to embrace the dark side, use her like anger or whatnot for attacking, saying, you're resorting to Jedi tactics or whatnot, and that like holds you back. It makes you predictable. And it's when she starts raging that she actually like hits him and makes him bleed. And then he gives like this little smile, like, all right, I'm releasing it. And then they put them all three in a cell, and they said, don't leave. You're going to want to stay in that cell until we come get you. And one of them doesn't. And I mean, have to believe he was killed, right? He had an accident, and then the Grand Inquisitor had his lightsaber. So all signs are.
I think you paused out or froze for a second.
Oh, I was just saying that the one kid chose to leave, and I think it's
Oh, yeah.
safe to say that he was killed.
Which
Or
it wasn't his lightsaber. He had like a
oh, that's right. It
gem
was the Kyber crystal. It was the Kyber crystal to the
that was it,
lightsaber.
but it was in his chin.
It was
Do you
in his
catch that?
chin. No, I didn't
Yeah.
catch that.
I didn't know if it was just a diamond, like a piercing diamond in his chin.
Oh, interesting.
But
Because I,
but
I
but if
interpreted it as his Kyber crystal, and I
but
just assumed he got it out of the lightsaber.
that's what I don't know if that's like was is that a kyber crystal that he's just embedded in his because he had a weird chin where it kind of like
Yeah,
wrapped around. So
yeah.
I don't know if that he was holding on to that or if that was just more like I said, like a diamond piercing in his chin.
Could have been.
So, but no, I mean I mean that part was dark, and then the dark like it's always just kind of like goosebumpy, eerie when you Order 66 is happening, and when you talked about it, she looked through the little slit in her like prison cell and sees the Jedi Temple on fire. I mean,
Yeah,
I thought that was like, oh man, this is getting deep. That's
yeah,
why I'm like this, and this is only the first episode
yeah. And
of this arc.
I will say I did really like this episode, and her character did align more with her Clone Wars character in this episode. So,
Okay,
I definitely enjoyed this. Um, so yeah, that one youngling gets killed off,
because
and
he chose to leave, but what was the whole the Grand Inquisitor said like return to your quarters. You
and don't.
can leave, but I recommend you not leave.
I thought he said you don't leave until we come get you.
He gave him the option to leave
Oh, he did.
because that's why he just walked out he just opened the door and left.
Yeah, so it's
So
probably
he had the ability to leave, but it was just like it was the whole it was just like it was like it's a test,
yeah.
right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Of your loyalty if you're going to stick with us or not.
100%.
So I think that's why he got off, and then the other two, you know, I don't know. Did the Grand Inquisitor took uh how do you say her name? Brassus or
Barriss Offee.
Barriss Offee took
Hmm.
her. Did the other Inquisitor take the other
Yeah, I
guy?
think I think the fourth sister
The fourth sister
took him.
took him, and they probably maybe did something similar. Maybe
Probably some kind of test or, you know, training or not training, but like, yeah, test. Let's see your skills in lightsaber or type of a thing.
because that eventually then they come together and um he's like, oh, unfortunately, I just it's just like any other type of like mob movie. It made me think of The Dark Knight
I was thinking the same thing with the pool stick.
with the pool stick. Like, unfortunately, we only have room for one.
So we're gonna have tryouts.
We're gonna have tryouts. Yeah, here you go.
And in that
Even
one, it
because
was
like,
three people with one stick. So the odds are a little better with one lightsaber and two kids. So
because even she didn't want to fight, but he's like, if you neither of you fight, you both die. Like,
yeah. And the other
and
kid
the
was definitely not afraid to come after her.
which was surprising because it seemed like they knew each other and they were like, that's why they stayed. They didn't like they were
Yeah.
trying to warn the other guy not to leave.
Did you get the impression that they didn't know that third guy too well? Now, that
They knew. Uh,
third guy knew of Barriss because he called her a traitor. Like, how
yeah,
can we trust you being a traitor type of a thing?
and she goes, "Hi, thanks." Like,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of like, good to see you too.
yeah.
But
So they know of
clear,
each other, but
they're not.
Dante was the other one, the guy that she ended up fighting with the saber. They
Yeah,
just seem to know each other better, I would say.
yeah, and like if they grew up in the temple, yeah, they probably did a lot of like Padawan training growing up until they were what do you call it adopted by a master.
Yeah, and then became a Jedi Knight, or well, I
Yeah,
don't. They didn't probably get to knighthood, but yeah, they were just Padawans under
yeah,
a master. Um, so yeah, they get thrown in that ring, which has like a force field that's slowly closing, and in the middle is just like almost like an endless pit.
it's the Darth Maul pit or what's the Game of Thrones they called it like the
Oh yeah,
the moon hole or
yeah,
something
or
like
whatever that was called. Yep, exactly.
that.
And the kid takes up the saber almost immediately, and she's just kind of not parrying, but like escaping his attacks. And then he gets close to killing her, but then she uses force choke, so the dark side power, and it ends up strangling him and like tossing him off into the middle pit. And as soon as that happens, the force field turns off, and the Grand Inquisitor accepts her in and hands her the helmet, right? That's when she
Yeah,
gets the helmet.
that
And
helmet was so stupid.
yeah,
Why is she wearing a
it
helmet
looked
and
like a
like
scout trooper helmet
yeah.
that was all black. That's what it looked like to me. It was kind
And
of
I'm trying
dumb.
to remember from the like Obi-Wan series and like um the video games Fallen Order, right? Is it where like where you fight either the Night Sisters or brothers or whatever. How many of them are wearing helmets? Like why is she wearing a helmet?
Trying to think. The ones that I don't think we see the fourth sister wear a helmet. The ninth sister, which was that big bulky
Yeah,
lady, she had a helmet, but it was just like a visor. You could still see her face and everything.
right.
Um,
I just thought like I don't know if you get my point where I'm just like why?
I think part of it's just to hide identity if they are wearing a helmet because they are old. Like I think they're a majority of them are former Jedi that they've taken
Oh,
over.
to
So if they're hunting down Jedi, they're going to want to keep their identity like concealed, essentially. That's my take on it. Um, but I don't know. I mean, it would seem more empowering from the dark side, like a way of showing off, not to hide him, to be like, look, we turned your friend and
yeah.
we can turn you. So
It just
uh,
makes me think too, because I mean, as much as it was a badass helmet for Kylo Ren,
mhm.
when he finally just says "screw it," and
Busted.
Well, he's taking his lightsaber and bashing like all the display console, but then he like leaves his helmet because doesn't he have like a vision, Kylo Ren, of like who do you think you or just someone tell it to him or like, well, you think you're Darth Vader with his helmet? Like, there's a reason why Vader had a helmet. It
Yeah.
helped him. It helped him with breathing and everything. Like, you just feel like you need to wear a helmet just to prove that you're the heir to Darth Vader or something. Like,
I think he was so obsessed with Vader and
he
becoming
wanted his
him, he wanted to like in a way look like him, but he didn't want to be the exact same because he wanted to like make a name for himself too.
because he
Um,
eventually ditches the helmet because
yep,
it didn't do anything. Versus
no,
Vader, actually, like I said, had a reason
it was
why he wore
practical.
it.
Yep,
Yeah, there's a reason.
yeah. I think well, a lot plays into the whole marketing aspect. So you get a new cool helmet and you can merchandise it as like
Yeah,
Disney or
merchandise.
something. Yeah, merchandise.
Baseballs, merchandise, merchandise.
So I think that's one of the main reasons that first George Lucas and now Disney like are creating all these different helmets. Um,
I mean, look behind you.
it works. It works. Merchandise. Um, yeah, because all they got to do is slightly change it and be like, we can, like over there, there's a stormtrooper with a yellow paint job, and then the same one with like a red paint job down here. It's like, oh, we'll just change the color. We can sell it. People will buy it. People are stupid. Like this guy, Mr. Mudge over here, he'll buy it. But
Oh, gee,
yeah,
is that going to be one of the prize giveaways? No,
maybe
maybe.
you got to subscribe to find out. Um, but I think for the sake of the show, it's just more concealing identity because they are former Jedi or Padawans on why they're wearing helmets. But why does it have to be a different helmet? Could be a same helmet,
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, so she gets her helmet, and then we see them
They're like,
in the
it's like,
headquarters of like the Grand Inquisitor. And then he's like, now time to introduce you to your new boss, essentially. And then in walks the man, the myth, the legend himself, Darth Vader, in his wonderful presence. And he sits down on the throne there. And then the Grand Inquisitor says, "Long live the Empire." And then you see Barriss Offee put on her helmet and then repeat, "Long live the Empire." The voice was that was kind of a weird voice, but I get it.
who's?
Barriss Offee's
Oh, when she puts the helmet
when
on,
she puts the helmet
it
on.
changes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah.
It
I like
sounded
how
like a
Vader.
kid. It sounded like a kid just trying to be like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally agree. I like how Vader didn't have to say a single word.
no.
Like his presence of just entering into the room and you can hear his like breathing, and then he just like walks up to the stairs, walks up to the throne, and he just turns around and just sits down.
It's like,
Doesn't say a
oh
damn
shit.
thing. And everyone's like, "Oh God." Everyone's like kneeling, kind of like,
Well, do you know what the greatest part of that scene though, which I wish they would have like elaborated on a little bit. Barriss Offee probably doesn't know who that is. I mean, because she
"Oh,
got thrown in jail, so she didn't see like who Darth Vader was. I mean, it was still Anakin Skywalker when he goes to the temple and everything to kill the younglings, and then fights Obi-Wan. So she has no idea. But Darth Vader or Anakin definitely knows who Barriss Offee is because, I mean,
yeah,
she was the one that put or essentially
Ahsoka."
kicked out Ahsoka or have her kick herself out when she got invited back. And Anakin was the only one that believed Ahsoka. So knowing that, it'd be interesting to know what Anakin or Darth Vader is thinking at that moment. Like, oh, Barriss Offee is here. Like, does he want to kill her? Because like this is part of what set him down this path, and he's out for revenge. Or is he thinking now she can be a good instrument because she's against the Jedi? So I would just be curious what Darth Vader is thinking in that moment.
I would think he's a completely different person.
Hmm. I mean,
Like,
he is, but he also isn't. He's
like
like
does he
he's.
still have that Anakin? What do you want to call it? Anakin feeling?
I mean, he knows who Anakin is, and I mean, because think about
Like,
it, he's out to get Obi-Wan Kenobi because of everything that happened. So he remembers Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's gonna
I know, but
remember Barriss Offee.
he always said though, like he's like Anakin Skywalker's dead.
He was telling himself that.
Well, but do you get what I'm saying? Like the
I get what you're
internal,
saying. I get what you're
where it's like
saying.
it's literally when I've watched all this like multiple times, I just feel like there is a moment where it's like two people. It's uh, what do you call it when you have like multiple personalities?
Yeah, multiple personality disorder or like
Like
schizophrenia. Well,
Anakin's not dead, but he's
bipolar.
where because have you ever seen
Me, myself, and Irene.
yeah, that's a perfect one. Like I was thinking about the M. Night Shyamalan movie where God, it's got Bruce Willis and then he's got
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, but then there's the sequels. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
Yep.
Split,
Split.
Split,
Split.
where he's got like eight
Split personality.
personalities.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got like a bunch of them. Yeah.
Like I feel like that when you transfer the dark side, does he have like it's like an alter ego, but then over time, it's almost like the good side finally took back the personality.
It
So does
that's
Darth
a good
Vader
question.
does Darth Vader really like, oh, I know who that is, but do I have any grudges? No, who knows? I don't know. It's all, what did we talk about before? It's all up for interpretation and
Yeah. Oh, that's the great part
theories.
of it. That's the great part of it.
Star Wars just making guesses and theories of what, just making sense of it, I guess, in your own head of
Yeah,
like, is
for
that what the
sure.
writers are trying to go for? Or,
Yeah. And if they don't say, I mean, there's really no right or wrong answer to it. It's just what your interpretation is. And
right.
I would just say my interpretation, again, and this isn't saying that this is what's true or not, but in my interpretation, I think he still knows because he's still like in some of the comics or books, he still has visions. Like he'll have visions of Padme and he'll have visions of the things that he lost and he gets upset like when he remembers those things. So it's like he's still, it's still there. He's just he's like killed it off inside. But that's not to say that there isn't the potential for like the split personality either. Maybe there's moments where he's, when he's drifting more towards the light side a little bit in these like dreams that it's one personality for him. And then when he's like full force Darth Vader, like chopping people up with his lightsaber, he's fully Darth Vader. So it's
And
it's hard to tell.
that's a valid point because he did he now when I look back at it, you're probably right because of the Obi-Wan series. Remember, he knew what's her name. Um,
uh from the Obi-Wan series.
because he's like, Obi-Wan was wise to use you against me. She was one of the Inquisitors, one of the sisters.
Oh,
I'm blanking on her name, but you know what I'm
Riva.
talking about.
Riva.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
Reva. Because you know what I'm talking about. Because
Yeah,
like
because
that
he killed
scene,
her. He killed,
yeah.
well, didn't kill her. He stabbed
But
her.
like he's like, you don't think I knew who you were?
Yeah. Yep.
So now what? I backtrack. You're more than likely correct that he knew who she was, and but kind of figured that, oh, maybe she did turn.
And it's possible maybe like I don't know, maybe he didn't fully recognize her because I mean, it's not like she's the only one of her species. There's others,
Oh,
other
yeah.
people that look like her. So how does he know that that's exactly who that is? But then again, there's, the Force has a way of like perceiving people and, understanding who people are. So, um, if he- for the sake of the question, if he does no, it's Barriss Offee, and he still recollects everything that has happened, like with the Ahsoka trials and whatnot. I would just be curious what the heck he's thinking in that moment that he sees her standing with the other three Inquisitors. So,
I feel like though for Vader, he's not afraid of anything.
oh, he's not afraid of her.
He's
No.
like, you're just another instrument, tool, whatever,
Yep.
to get the job done. You want to come at me? I don't
Come at
even
me,
need
bro.
I don't even need a lightsaber. I'll just force push you around and make you look like a clown, just like like he did with the other Inquisitor. So,
Yeah, I mean, look what the Grand Inquisitor was able just to like
oh
easily
yeah.
dodge her attack. So if he was able to do that, imagine like what Darth Vader can do. So,
Now, wouldn't that be a fun match to see the Grand Inquisitor go against Vader?
hmm, he wouldn't stand a chance, but he would
But it would
stand
be
a
fun
better
to
chance.
watch.
It would be fun to
Like,
watch.
would they actually like would Vader actually have to draw his lightsaber to fight him?
Yeah, and because the Grand Inquisitor used to be a temple guard,
Oh,
um,
really? Okay. I
again, that's
no,
from Rebel or not Rebel. That's from Clone Wars. You find that out. And
okay.
well, wait. I take that back. Maybe you find that out in Rebels because, yeah, there. I think it might be Rebels because Kanan, him and Ezra, they go to a Jedi temple and they have visions there, and I think Ahsoka's with them too, and they each have their own individual visions. And Kanan's is that he's at a Jedi temple, and there's a temple guard there, and like they duel each other. They're like sparring and whatnot, and the temple guard is like teaching him things about the Force and this. And then he takes his temple guard mask off, and it's the Grand Inquisitor. And because the Grand Inquisitor was a Jedi too beforehand, and his role was he was a temple guard, so he must be good in terms of dueling capabilities. So he would probably last, maybe 5 seconds in fighting with him, but would at least put up a little bit of a fight.
Or it's just something that's always kind of like I've always had a question is temple guards, are they force sensitive Jedis?
Hmm.
But they just
My understanding is yes.
but are they always wielding a lightsaber or they got like
Um,
spear
they have like staffs, and then the
staff?
staff has like it's a yellow lightsaber.
Okay. I'm trying to envision what they look like, trying to remember, but
They're
okay,
all
yep.
white. They're all white with gold like trim, and they wear this white mask, and it's got like gold painting on it too. It's very like Teutonic Knight, like medieval feudal age, like
Okay.
looking. If you look it up, you'll see it, white cloak and um. So yeah, he was a temple guard before he became an inquisitor. So
Okay.
he'd be pretty good with a saber at least. Um, so then that's where episode 4 devoted ends. And then episode 5 realization. So in this one, Barriss Offee and the Force sister kind of team up. They've heard word that there's a Jedi in this kind of like rundown town. I don't know what planet or system it's on, but it's just kind of a broken down town. And they go into like a watering hole type place, like, and I don't know if it's like the mayor or the leader or something is in there. And Force sister approaches him and says, "We've heard there's a Jedi here. Where is the Jedi?" And the guy is like, "There's no Jedi here. I'm sorry, you're mistaken." Excuse me.
And
And she,
he had something like, you have my word.
yeah, you had that's important. Yep,
There's been no Jedi here.
yep.
And then that plays later on.
Yeah, because in that conversation, Barriss Offee's kind of looking around and she sees a little kid kind of cowering, like hiding, definitely scared. And she's like, okay, that's the direction I need to go. So she goes to the kid and asks, have you seen a Jedi or have you heard of anything? And the kid is hesitant and she takes her helmet off just to kind of, you know, be a little less intimidating looking. And sure enough, that works. And the kid tells her that in the mountains. And then Barriss Offee approaches Force Sister as she's finishing that conversation with the man, and she says, "In the mountains, the Jedi is there." And then that's when the guy was like, what did he say? We are judged by our actions, right? Isn't that?
Something like that. Yeah.
And the fourth sister is like, so be it or whatnot, and essentially kills everyone in that building
That
except
was
for
like
the little kid.
that was super dark too, because um when when she was telling him like the mountains, they were like on their way out. But then what's her what who's the fourth sister you said?
Yeah, fourth sister.
She like uses a force to like barricade the doors,
Yep,
and it just turns into like a massacre
yep,
where she just turns on her lightsaber and she's just massacring everyone. And then, there's a scene where she's trying to protect the child because the child like ran to her and like hugged her and like and then you see like through the walls like lightsabers just
yep,
stabbing through the walls and you're like, oh my God, this is dark as hell.
yep,
And you think she's gonna go after the kid next, and you think, oh, Opie's like, okay, do I need to defend? Because you could tell she's got this conflict where she's like, she's got this like, I felt like a kind of like she's not she's not in the ways of the Jedi, not in the ways of the Sith. She's like Ahsoka, where she's kind of like in the middle,
yep.
where she's like a neutral.
Well, and that
Uh,
Inquisitors aren't Sith, so definitely something not either Jedi or Sith. They're Dark Force wielding, essentially mercenaries by Darth Vader.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. So, but I was sitting there like, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna kill that kid?
Right.
Because like she started approaching them. She moved the barricade. I was like, what are they gonna like duel to save the kid? But then she just like walks past them. I was like, oh, thank God the kid survived because
Yeah.
you had to feel for the kid because now the kid feels like traumatized because he said something. He like literally got the whole town killed.
Yep.
So
Um, well, and you could tell that Barriss Offee had no idea that that was going to be the outcome. She totally did not expect that everyone in that room was going to be massacred once it was revealed about the Jedi in the mountains. If she would have known that, I feel like she would have waited until they left to say that the Jedi is up in the mountain.
yeah. And there was a moment then when they then leave to go up into the mountains to hunt this Jedi down. She even says, what does she say to the fourth sister about something like we're here for to create order, not chaos,
Yep.
or
Yeah,
something like that.
we're here to create order, not chaos. And then the fourth sister response was the Jedi brought the chaos. So we're cleaning that up.
Yeah,
And and
to create the order
yeah,
or
and
something.
yeah, and there were some good lines that follow that too. Oh yeah, because Embarrass is like, well, if we start killing everyone and making everyone afraid of us, they're not going to listen to us. And then she was like, they never listened to us or respected us from the beginning.
Yeah,
So it was kind of a good like
the conversation.
a duel of words taking place right there.
Yes,
And every
yes.
time one said something, it was like, okay, yeah, that's true. And then the other person would say something like, well, then yeah, that's true too. So it's like you're trying to battle, like, okay, what is the right way? Like, if you were them, what is the way you would go about doing this? And I mean, from their perspective, if I was the fourth sister, they probably should have killed the kid. Um, because I mean, that's just another loose end. But I, for the sake of the story, I totally understand. And she probably recognized that Barriss Offee was not going to let her kill that kid. So it was better just to let the kid live. But a real Dark Force wielder would have probably been like, I'm going to kill the kid. And if you get in the way, you're going to. So, but then they go off onto the mountains and they're having that conversation, which how do they know where to go? That was the one question I had. It's like they just happen to go to the right mountain because they show it. It's like a large mountainscape region, and it's like, oh, we chose the right mountain where the Jedi was.
I'm
But
guessing they just followed like if there was like a trail or a path.
well, then if you're a Jedi, you're a stupid Jedi taking, hiding out where the path leads. It's like
Like
either
the
either it's completely convenient where they find him, or the Jedi's completely stupid for hiding in a place where a trail leads you to him.
Yeah. But you know what I'm
But
saying? What if
yeah,
there's like one path up the mountain trail?
yep,
So it's
yep.
like, well, clearly the Jedi probably went up this path. I don't know. But yeah,
But then they get
no,
to the
you're
point where
right.
they're like scaling the mountain. Like there's no path scaling the mountain. And then
True, true.
and then when they get close to the top, then you see this big boulder gets pushed over and almost takes them out. And then Barriss Offee gets knocked down a little bit further, so then she has to climb up, retrace her steps, and then by the time she gets to the top, the fourth sister and that Jedi are already dueling. Um, and right, isn't that right?
Yep. You're
And
right.
so then, how do we get to the point? Oh wait, does she? The Jedi knocks her out, right? Knocks the fourth
Yes.
sister out, and then that's
Yes.
when Barriss Offee comes in and starts dueling the Jedi.
And
And
and then like as they're dueling, she's like trying to be more like, what do you want to call it?
diplomatic
Uh,
by
sh
having the conversation, like turn yourself in.
yeah, kind of like as they're fighting, she's like, just this doesn't have to be like turn yourself in, live your life,
Yep,
like kind of like trying to talk him down to stop fighting and like the fight is over. The whole like the
yeah,
fight is over. Kind of like what Obi-Wan told that other Jedi and his like in the Obi-Wan series, like the fight's over.
yep,
Like just turn yourself in. Which I like if I was the Jedi I'm guessing he seemed like kind of a young Padawan maybe.
yeah. He seemed young too.
If I was him, I was like turn myself in and then what? Like be a like literally he's either a prisoner for life or he's gonna get, executed.
Yeah, and if he's on the run, he clearly knows what's going on. So he knows if he
Yeah.
turns himself in, he's done anyways.
So it's like either that or what? Go through a trial run like she did to become an inquisitor. Like,
Right.
no, hard pass. Like, because she did, but I get what she was trying to get her to or get him because maybe she had like different thoughts or beliefs that there will we all come together and be peaceful and told him what was it? I forget what it was. Like, aren't you tired? Yeah,
I'm
aren't you
tired of
tired of
running.
running? And the look on his eyes was just like, yeah, I'm exhausted. I can't do
Yeah,
this
I
anymore.
think he said something like always he's always tired or something like that.
Yeah. So then he finally like was about to stand down, and then the fourth sister just like sliced his back
Yeah,
open or something.
which is
I don't
another
know.
thing. Like, why wouldn't you like go for a kill shot? Why are you like just slicing him
That's not
on
a
the
kill
back?
shot anymore.
Well, that's true. But then like behead him or something like that. I
Oh,
don't know.
that's way too dark for a cartoon.
But he also said before she did that that he feels alone. And I think
Yes.
that's a key thing too.
Yep.
Um, I will say, like in that conversation between Barriss and that Jedi, I think something that's important is Barriss Offee doesn't know what truly happened. So she's thinking like because the information that's been revealed to her is that the Jedi attacked the
Try to
uh
assassinate
try
the
to
Palpatine.
Palpatine so that everything started from them. So she's like, you guys need to step down, like stop running, stop that. Like we'll find a way around this. But the Jedi knows that it's like it wasn't the Jedi that betrayed them. It was Palpatine or the Republic that betrayed the Jedi. So that they have two different knowledge bases of what they're communicating off of. So understand it like makes it a little more understandable of both of their sides in that conversation. Um,
Which is kind of like mind blowing, like thinking about like nobody knows the truth, which is like goes back to like Andor talking about like what is said and what is the truth.
mhm,
Because like we've talked like just talked a second ago about like no one knows who the hell Vader is.
yep.
I bet there's a lot of people that don't realize that's Anakin Skywalker underneath the helmet.
Yeah, I think they've mentioned there's only like two or three people that actually know that that's Anakin Skywalker.
Obi-Wan didn't even know that was Anakin.
Right. He didn't know. Not until he sliced his helmet open in their fight. Well, it might have
Well, I
been
think he
before that when
so, like halfway through the series he found out.
their first encounter with each other.
Yeah, the first encounter fight where he still was kind of like
Oh
hesitant.
no, wait, it was before that. Reva told him. Riva told him
Oh
before
yeah.
that episode when they were trying to get on that ship when him and Leia were trying to flee on that ship and they're hiding and Riva's looking and she's like, "Oh, you didn't know." And then that's
No,
when he finds it.
that's before that. Because that's when he was in the Bacta tank at that base. The first encounter he had with Vader, he found out it was Anakin. Because Anakin was like,
Because I thought it was episode 2 when Riva was
no, that's like episode 4.
when was it that the Grand
You talking about
Inquisitor?
when Vader like captures the ship with the
No,
Force?
no, not that. This was before that. This was like in episode 2, um, when Obi-Wan Kenobi went to that planet to rescue Leia,
Yeah.
and they encounter like that false Jedi or whatever, and he tells them about the ship that they can get on to leave. So he goes up there, but Riva follows them,
Go up
and
on like the rooftops and
uh,
then the
yeah,
encounter.
and they're into that. They're trying to get on that ship, and they're hiding behind like crates and stuff, like shipping crates. And then Riva's like calling out to him, and it's like, "Oh, you didn't know." And then
Yes.
because then at
Okay.
the end of that episode, his eyes open wide, and then they flash to like Vader in the Bacta tank opening his eyes or whatnot. And
Yes.
and I think that was like a visualization of this is when Obi-Wan finds out that Anakin is Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. No. Totally agreed. Stand
Um
corrected.
no, so yeah, to your point though, like there aren't many people that actually know that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
And
Obviously Palpatine knows, um Obi-Wan Kenobi knows, Riva knows. I think the
does
grand
Reba really know, or does she just have an inkling that
no,
it
she
was Vader?
knows. At least, well,
Okay.
at least that's what my interpretation of it.
Because I mean, somehow she finds out. I mean, yeah, she's one, but at
Because
what
she
point
knows
does
that it was because she knows it was Anakin who stabbed her, and then her whole plot of joining to become an
an
Inquisitor
Inquisitor
is to
sister?
get revenge to kill Darth Vader. So, and then I think the grand Tarkin knows, if I remember correctly. Grand
That's
Grand
a.
Moff
I don't think he does.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
I don't think so.
I think I read in one of the books he was.
Okay. Oh, if it's in a book, but
Yeah,
is the book canon? I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. The book's canon.
Okay.
And then I don't, does the Grand Inquisitor? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But there's
But
again
still, it's like
only
very under wraps.
less than a
And
handful of people know.
and then even if you see him in his chambers where he's in that dome thing, it doesn't look like
You're
Anakin
not
because
gonna know.
he's all scarred up and everything. Like you wouldn't think that's Anakin. Like
He's bald. He's pale gray skin and scarred up, like burned. You're gonna have no idea.
so it's
Only if you could tell like presence of the Force. I don't know.
yeah.
Like
Which then
if you had Cal
eventually,
Kestis ability where you could touch something and then be like, oh, like
yeah.
recall. But
You think Yoda ever knew?
yeah,
Just
I think
because of his power with the Force,
hmm
kind of like maybe talk to him, say, like,
yeah, because I think he tells Luke that, doesn't he?
well, I mean, in the movies, he he must say, oh God, what was it? I mean, clearly, I want to say the kind of like the nightmarish scene of Luke in Dagobah
Yeah,
fighting
fighting
Vader.
Vader and it turns his face is it's Luke's face in the
It's
mask.
actually, yeah. Like, was that some sort of like power Yoda was doing
No,
to like test him?
I think that was a vision of Luke that Luke had,
That
but
was just Luke
I
alone.
think Yoda knew like, you go in there, you'll have some sort of vision that's, will be revealed to you. And he makes that comment like your weapons, you won't need them. Like what you bring in there, like what shows up there is what you bring in there. Um, but Obi-Wan and Yoda had been clearly communing one way or another, and I would believe that Obi-Wan Kenobi would have told Yoda um
Oh yeah. Because
of
I mean, again,
who
yeah, and then
Darth Vader is. And I think that's why Yoda reveals to Luke um who his father was. And then that's when we get in Return of the Jedi when or when Luke goes back, Luke confronts Obi-Wan. He's like, "You told me that Vader killed my father," because Yoda had already told Luke who Vader was.
in what Return of the Jedi? Because
Yeah,
remember,
in Return of the Jedi.
Luke never knows until Vader tells him.
Yep. And then
So
when
Return of the
Luke goes
Jedi is
back
like,
in Return of the Jedi, he's like, "Yoda, tell me, is Vader my father?" And he's like, "Your father, Vader, is." And then Luke confronts Obi-Wan, like, "Why didn't you never tell me? You told me my father, you told me Darth Vader killed my father." And he's like, "Well, he did in a certain point of view."
yeah,
So,
in a certain point of view, yeah,
and that's what was great about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, because they brought context in it, because Vader literally told Obi-Wan Kenobi, like, "I wasn't your failure. That you didn't,
yeah,
I killed,
you didn't kill Anakin, I
I
did.
did." So then there's your context to where
That's giving me goosebumps right now.
right. Yeah, that was an awesome scene. So
Because
that
you could, I love that scene. Not to like get too off track to get back to the show we're talking about, but of Tales of the Empire. But um, when his mask got ripped, like just like kind of ripped open, the transformation of the voice,
mhm.
you could hear James Earl Jones' voice, like of like you think you killed Anakin Skywalker, and then you can hear Hayden Christensen's voice saying, "I
I
did."
did. Yeah.
Yeah, like I love like because his voice was coming in and out after his mask got just kind of mangled or whatever. I was like, that's see, that's that of the series of Obi-Wan, like that was like prime.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you had other stuff, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi show wasn't the best. It was definitely hit or miss, but there were definitely amazing moments in it, and that was one of them. And either way, whether you thought the show was good or not, it brought great context into where we see those characters in the original trilogy, because now it really makes sense why Leia would send like help out to Obi-Wan Kenobi, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope."
Like, how do you know who
how,
he is?
how do you know who he is? Like, oh, because you had previous encounter. Like, it makes sense now. Like, he saved her, and he knows that he's a force, or she knows that he's a Jedi. So why wouldn't you reach out to him if you are in desperate need of help? So it makes total sense. um and you're talking about like the voice change. The other cool thing about that scene was the light change too,
Oh,
because
from blue
what
to red,
blue to red, when it's like Anakin talking, and like, you didn't kill, like, you didn't
Anakin
kill
Skywalker.
Anakin. So kind of bringing ease to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and his face was blue. He was like, "I did." And then his face shifted like red, like the dark side coming out. Like, that was really cool, like visuals right there too.
And another two, like his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you pay close attention, but as soon you can tell his eyes change like to like that yellow the pupil
Yellow, yeah.
yellowish red
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the rage turned on even
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
So
That
yeah,
was really cool. Great stuff right there.
like pay attention like the details of that was
Details.
like they definitely worked hard on making sure they nailed that.
Oh, goosebumps is right. I'm getting goosebumps. I love that stuff.
Yeah. No, after we're done with this
I'm gonna go
episode,
watch Obi-Wan Kenobi,
I'm gonna watch the
specifically
entire
that episode.
I'm gonna no, I'm gonna watch the entire
Oh,
series.
there
No,
you go.
which I think going back, I still love the terrible writing of in the one episode when they're on that desert planet or whatever.
On
Because
Tatooine?
not Tatooine, but I forget what planet they're on. But they're going, they're
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
they get picked up by the
By that mole
stormtroopers,
looking thing. Yep.
and then they get up to that barrier, just walk around it.
Walk around it.
There was like this whole like, how do we deactivate this or whatever? I'm like, just walk around it.
You don't need to deactivate it. You can walk around it.
Because didn't that like chop one of the stormtroopers like in
Yep, in
half?
half. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm just like the whole time when they were trying to figure out, I was like, just walk around it. Because they did like an aerial view of it, and I was
And
just
you could
like,
see. Yep.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Like, just go around.
Like this is meant to stop from like ship or like speeders coming through. Like people can
Yeah.
walk around quite easily. And you see him like what does he do? He runs around and like breaks it or whatever and then runs. It's like just
You know, he does something with the blaster and he shoots it, or
oh yeah, yeah.
I forget. He does something kind of like,
It'd
okay,
be
yeah,
more
sure, you can.
useful for you to leave it intact because then when you leave, if they have another like transport ship or something, it will
They're not
slow
gonna
them down.
they're not gonna run you down, and
Yeah. But yeah, it's things like that from that show. It's like, really? Or like when they're hiding Leia underneath his coat, like leaving a Imperial
oh,
like compound. It's like no one's noticing that. Like
that there's someone underneath your trench coat. Like,
it's like that.
that's a very bulky leg. Like
It's like that scene from what's the name of those movies? The Mike Myers ones. Um,
Austin Powers,
yeah, when
the mini
when
me.
Mini Me's his legs and they're like, walking like that. Dustin would always talk, he would always refer to that from that scene. And ever since he said that, I can't like unsee that. So anytime I see them like Leia under the trench coat, I'm just thinking of that, like,
And then like yeah, how the arm movement is.
yeah, the arm movement.
It doesn't go flow with
No,
like how you normally would walk. It's just
yeah,
like
I can't unsee that now. So, um, all right. So where were we with that episode? Okay,
so,
so
so
they
we're
encounter the Jedi, and Barriss Offee's trying to convince him to leave, and then Force Sister comes to and slashes him, but it doesn't kill him. Like lightsabers apparently just don't do in half the people they
they
attack.
don't they don't kill. No.
They don't kill.
But
Uh,
because she's like he's still alive,
yep.
and
And
then
the Force
the
Sisters
fourth
like
sister,
leave him.
yeah, and then do they end up scruff or
They
does she try to take Offie out?
well, they having a discussion back and forth, and she's the Force Sisters like we have to like eradicate all the Jedi, and then Barriss Offee like takes off her helmet, and she's like, well, then there's one more Jedi that you like,
Mm,
one other Jedi you have to take care of, and then the Force Sister like charges her, and Barriss Offee just like force pushes her off the edge of the cliff, and then you see the you see Barriss Offee go to the Jedi. His eyes are kind of opening, and she essentially tells him that she's going to take care of him now. So
and then you never see anything with the Jedi, so who knows if he makes it or not?
we don't
I
know.
mean, that was like a pretty intense wound on his back that he took.
Yep,
So,
but it
because
was
he
like
never,
it
yeah.
was her redemption, essentially to come back. And then the
Yeah,
third ep.
she also when she pushes the fourth sister, she takes off the helmet
Yep.
and toss like I'm
Oh
done.
yeah,
I'm
she
not
throws the
doing this
helmet
and
over the side too.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Yep. And then the episode kind of ends there, right? After
Yep.
she tells the Jedi, I'm gonna look after you now. And then the third episode, The Way Out. So this one starts, it's like this snowy mountain. I don't know if it's the same mountain she's on. I couldn't tell. Um that we saw her in the previous episode, but it's snowy and there's a family bringing a kid and they're coming to see the healer, which is you're led to believe it's Barriss. And some like creature dude like encounters them and knows the way and brings them to Barriss Offee, who's in this hut. And uh, the kid is force sensitive, right? We're led to believe it's yeah, the kid is force sensitive,
Yep.
and Barriss Offee was telling the parents about, if back in the day it would have been brought into the Jedi, and they're like, oh, so is our kid a Jedi? And she's like, no, but like under the right training that he would been back in the day. But right now it's not the time. Like your child's at risk because of that, so we need to get them out. And I think she's referring to the path, right, of what we've learned in Obi-Wan Kenobi, because they're trying to get all the Jedi or force sensitive people through the path to like flee for safety. So I think that's what Barriss Offee is trying to do with these kids, or with this kid and their family. Um, and then not much happens between that and like the fourth sister appears, right? And then she's like, okay, we need to get you out, go through the mountains, and she's gonna like slow the fourth sister down to allow them to escape. And then so that family leaves, the fourth sister appears, and they go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
Oh, I was gonna say like because uh Ophi had some sort of like I don't know what to call it, but she had this like vision of all of a sudden where wanted the family and the kid to get the safety. Like, like you said,
Yep.
shared the information that like, well, he's going to be he's force sensitive. Because that was another thing too, and they never brought up the term, but they're like, oh, the Empire came by and they took his blood and they said they found something. I'm like, oh, midichlorians.
Midichlorian. Yep. Yep.
You know how st isn't that funny how Star Wars has really like backed away from this whole
Midichlorians.
yeah, because they're like,
They do
what?
reference M count in one of the, but they trying to remember if they do say midichlorians. But yeah, like I think it got ridiculed so bad from the prequel trilogy timing that
Yes,
they're
that's what
like
I was getting
really
at.
hesitant to use. But I think nowadays people have like readopted it. Like I don't think many people have issues with midichlorians anymore. I mean, I'm sure there are
Which
people that do,
which
but
like I don't know why that was such a big deal because I was like, well, okay, scientifically, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
right,
You can test my blood and tell me, yeah, you potentially could be a force wielder type. And it's like, oh, cool.
right,
I don't know, but still, okay. But then, do you have any idea? Because she never says, but there's coordinates already programmed in the ship, and I was just kind of like, but they never say like where exactly is the ship taking them.
right.
You get what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So it's like I started speculating, of course. Like we speculate. Right away I'm like, well, who would you be going to? But right away I started thinking Ahsoka, but
Yeah, because I think it's along the lines of the path. So I think like I think the path is like a given location. So you remember in Obi-Wan Kenobi when
it,
um they they get led to that like tunnel area, and then there's like like writings on the wall, and Quinlan Voss had written like that, those were all
oh
like
yeah,
directions
yeah,
for like the path. Like the path is like a location, or like
and kind of like
a literal path.
like a kind of like a regroup
It's
retreat
like the runaway rail
location.
or underground railroad, like
Yeah.
back in America, where you know they would like escape slaves out for to rescue them. They would go through the underground railroad. So this is kind of similar to that for Jedi. Like this is your escape route to go. So I think all the Jedi get sent to that path. So I don't know if we necessarily know where that location is, but I'm assuming that's what they've got within the coordinates in the ship.
Okay. But then how would she know?
Varys, it's a great
Yeah.
question. Like, there's a lot that probably happened between episode 2 and 3 because she
Right,
is a
because
lot older in this episode.
you could see the time jump from the age.
Yeah, like she's got wrinkles and
Yeah.
whatnot. So she's older. She's a healer. So I would assume that somehow she found out about it. It's probably, I mean, if that other Jedi lived, that probably the direction that that kid went too. So,
Oh, yeah. And then
um,
like her two I don't know, villagers or whatever.
yeah,
It was interesting to see that kind of that dynamic. Clearly, like you said, that maybe she's been there a while now because they're like, "We're here for you. We're not leaving you behind." She goes, "No, it's okay. Leave."
yep,
Like, and right there, I was like, "Oh man, don't tell me she's gonna die."
yep. Um, so the fourth sister does show up, and I'm trying to
Which
recall. Go ahead.
was a surprise being
Yep,
forced pushed off of practically a mountain, and she was still alive.
yep,
I was like, because in the distance, I was like, "Oh shit, is that Darth Vader?"
Oh, yeah.
Because like with the cape and everything, like it looked like I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool, and then find out it was the fourth sister. But I was like, how the
See, that would
fuck
have
did
been a
she?
lot cooler if it was Darth Vader, because then maybe they would have revealed that context of what I was speaking about earlier. Like he knows who she is. That would so it, that would have been cool. And but I think they just because they used the fourth sister in their conflict in episode 2, they just brought her back, I guess. I don't know.
And you don't want to overkill the whole Darth Vader content because I know some people kind of
True.
go back and forth about like, can we introduce and drive out more of the other characters outside of like the Skywalkers?
Yep. So then the fourth sister like understands that they went through the mountains, and Barriss Offee tries to warn her like, don't go into the mountains, you won't make it out. You'll get lost and essentially perish. But she disregards that. And um I'm trying to recall, did Barriss Offee follow her in, or did Barriss Offee go in first and the fourth sister followed?
Ophi followed later.
Okay, so Barriss Offee followed the fourth sister
The
in later.
fourth sister was hunting down the child and the family and everyone that was trying to get to the ship.
Yep.
Which that was kind of like another, we talked in the past about like eerie. I think last arc I was talking about how like, um, what's her name? I was bad with these
Morgan
names.
Elsbeth.
Yeah, Morgan. I was how she was a kid and she was ducking and diving, and all you
Yep.
hear is Grievous trying to hunt her down, like, like cops.
The evil
Like,
asthma.
yeah. Um, this one was like she was hunting them in the caves
Yep.
and using the lightsaber, and they were like ducking and weaving, like trying to like, oh, stop, stop,
Yep.
and let's cut this corner. And that's when also Ophi told her not to go into the. She's like, if you go in there, you're not gonna be able to get out.
Right.
And she's like, don't timid me, whatever. I can. She goes in there and she actually like starts losing it
Yep.
because she actually does get lost.
Yep.
And it looks like she's like at times she's like running into like dead end corners, but like the glacier of the she just sees a reflection of herself.
Yep.
So I thought that was powerful message of like she's constantly seeing this dark side of herself that she can't stand to look at anymore.
Yep.
That she starts like slashing at it at the like different areas. So
Hmm.
yeah, but then the family finally gets to the ship and they leave, but the fourth sister's still lost and finally finds her or she finds and then that's when Ophi like comes out of
Yep.
nowhere
That's right.
and then she when she's in her like rageful moment, she like stabs her,
Yep.
which I was like, "Oh no." Like and they also did kind of bite earlier, but Ophi didn't have a lightsaber,
Right. Yep.
but was doing all the duck and diving and dodging of like all of her swings.
Yep. Yeah. And so then after she stabs Barriss or strikes her with the lightsaber, um, what happened next? Barriss Offee, like, did she forgive her or something? And then
Yeah,
um the four sisters like, no, I gotta find a way to get you out. And so this kind of became a little bit of a redemption arc for her because she did get her out of the cave, but it cost her like killing Barriss Offee. But did she end up dying, or did she survive at the end, or do we not know?
another
Because
ambiguous
she's
ending.
just walking out
She's
of the cave carrying her, and that's the
carrying
last we see
her.
them, right?
Yep. Because it almost looked like all of a sudden like it like turned on like the fourth sister was just like I don't know, something must have clicked where she's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Well, I think
And
it's to your point too, that all the reflections she kept seeing, because that I feel like was definitely intentional. Like, look at what you've become. This is not who
yeah,
you are, and you clearly aren't okay with what you're seeing in the mirror because you're raging out against it. So,
because I think Opie was also telling her like when they were kind of dueling, I guess you want to call it that. It's like you're hunting a child.
yeah.
Like who's to say this child will even learn the ways of the Force?
Yeah.
Like you're literally hunting a why?
Yeah, and she's like, it's not too late to like turn away.
Yep.
Um, because the more you fight, like the more they're in control of you instead of you being in control of yourself, type of a thing.
Yep.
And yeah, then that's the end of this arc.
Does anything ever more come in anything that I'm not aware of with like Ophi? I mean, with this, it's kind of like, did she die or not die? I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
the fourth sister was carrying her out of, found her way out of the cave and was carrying her.
Yeah,
But I'm guessing on this planet, like, where are you gonna get help?
right.
Granted, I don't know where the fourth sister, if she had her ship somewhere, but
Yeah, and I'm sure that's intentional. They leave it open because if they want to go back to it, they can. But if they don't want to, then it's like, oh, it's up to your interpretation of what you think happened. Um,
I mean, she only got stabbed, so she's probably okay, right?
there's a chance. It's a 50-50 chance, I
Unless
feel like.
unless you're Qui-Gon
Unless you're
Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn, then you're screwed. But anyone else that gets, stabbed, you have a good chance of survival. Cauterizes the wound. But
You just got a hole that you can just like poke your finger through.
look at that. I can tie a rope through it or something. I don't know. I've a piercing, a big piercing.
Right?
Um, no, I mean I enjoyed the arc. I just like I said, I really liked the first episode, but just knowing her character from Clone Wars, it just I don't know. Like a redemption arc just seems so simplistic. It's like, oh, let's make her become good again. Oh, and while we're at it, let's have the Force sister become good again. It just would have been a lot more captivating to me because this was a girl that tried to blow up the Jedi Temple and was like the Jedi are wrong and the Jedi are evil. And then by episode 2 in this show, she's calling herself a Jedi again. It just it just didn't align to
Not sure
me.
if we lost you much. I think you froze for.
Oh, what did you
Can you
get
hear me
last?
much?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, let's say 15 seconds ago you froze.
What was that?
Like 15 seconds ago you froze.
What did you hear that I last said?
Uh, because you were describing Ophi's kind of like redemption arc, but you weren't kind of like we're tying back to Rebels,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden you kind of
Yeah, just thinking back to her character on Clone Wars, it's like it just doesn't really align to me of who she was because in Clone Wars, I mean, she blew up the temple. She took on the understanding that the Jedi are wrong and um that it needs to end and then by the second episode in this show, she's calling herself a Jedi. So it's like it's not really aligning. It would have been more captivating to me if she would have maintained that kind of bad guy approach. And I don't know, it's Tales of the Empire. This doesn't seem like a good story for the Empire. This seems more like of a Tales of like the Jedi or Tales of the Inquisitor type of a thing.
I
Hmm.
can see that, but I mean you get a lot of like Inquisitor
Yeah,
content.
for sure. But if you're the Empire, this isn't a tale you want to tell.
Yeah,
Like if
it's pretty much showing failure.
yeah, it's showing failure. Like when I think of Tales of the Jedi, then again, Dooku is kind of a failure for the Tales of the Jedi. Um, I don't know. If I'm thinking Tales of the Empire, I'm thinking of these are tales that the Empire wants to tell. Tales of the Jedi are tales that the Jedi want to tell. Underground, what the Underground wants to tell. See, Morgan Elsbeth, that kind of aligns more with Tales of the Empire because it's like, all right, she's going to be working for the Empire.
Hmm.
Barriss Offee is the main character in this arc, and she goes back to being a Jedi. So it's like, but no, it's just more her the character in episode 2 and 3, well, episode 5 and 6 from Tales of the Empire. Her character is completely different from the mindset of the character that was in the Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars.
But
Okay.
episode 4 devoted, that was right because she was, you know, you know, kind of against the Jedi, tapping into the dark side, like
He
being
was
the baddie that she was.
the perfect recruit for the Inquisitors.
Yep. So, and also with episode 5, like I feel like that was taken straight out of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show when those two Inquisitors go into that like eating restaurant area trying to find the Jedi, and Reva throws the knife and the Jedi stops. Like it was very like similar. It's like we've seen this before already, but
Yeah.
in live action. Now, in Obi-Wan Kenobi, they didn't massacre the whole group in there, so that was a little different.
The Reva was about to though.
Yeah, Reva was going to. She would have killed everyone in there, which
I
is
mean, and then later on when they doesn't Reva cut off one person's hand
hand. Yep.
and it was gonna kill
Owen Lars.
Owen. Yeah, Owen, yep. Owen Lars, yeah.
But it was, I think, the fifth brother that restrained her.
Yeah.
So, um, so I'll be curious after you go back and after you see Clone Wars and you see kind of that arc with Barriss Offee in there. I mean, it's not to say she wasn't. I mean, she was a good Padawan, and she was good friends with Ahsoka, and they trained together, they learned together. Um, and then there was a moment where Barriss Offee is just like, the Jedi are in the wrong here. And they don't know it. Um, but it didn't seem like the same Barriss Offee in this show, at least episode 5 and 6. And then the sixth one, it was good, but it was just a little corny for me. Again, like, all right, we just had a redemption arc for Barriss. Now we're having a redemption arc for the Four Sisters. Are we just making everyone like a good guy again? We want to make sure everyone ends up good. So let's turn both of them back. Like, let's just be baddies. They're bad guys. Let's be baddies. I don't know. Maybe I'm being nitpicky, but um, again, there's still a lot of good parts in this show, and some really deep dialogue, which makes some interesting discussions, like what we were talking about earlier. So, does your shirt say Yellowstone? I think I just realized that. I love yellow.
Yep.
Is it the show or is it the
Yep.
location?
It's the show.
Oh, okay. I like both. I like the show and the location. So.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to go to the location, but yeah, it's the TV show with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, for sure.
God, that last season they did everything dirty.
Yeah,
So
I think
disappointed.
I mean, once they lost Kevin Costner, it was like, okay, how do we tie this whole thing up in a bow?
And
And
I
they,
heard what's his name, the writer director Sheridan.
yeah, Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, I hear he's a douchebag.
That's what I heard too. That's what my dad was saying. He's like
Like,
super egotistical and
yeah,
thinks he's hot shit.
and like he's in the
He's
show.
oh yeah, he's the
It,
4 6's like head guy.
yeah, and every time you see a scene, everyone's like, "Yeah, that's him
Well, and like,
being him. That's him being him. Like, he's a complete douche."
and he's like at parties where he's like around all these like way younger girls that are like
Yeah,
half,
yeah,
and he's the one, he's the creator, so he's like setting these scenes. He's like, all right, in this scene, I want myself surrounded by a bunch of young half naked chicks.
yep, pretty much. God,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
hear he's
I
kind of
think it's great show and everything. I know he's part of like Billy Bob Thornton's new show. Is it Landman? I
mm,
think.
lawman. Right.
No, I think it's Landman.
Okay.
He's like the what do you call it? Kind of like orchestrates and oversees all these different oil refineries.
Yep. Yep.
And I thought that I mean that show was good, and I think he's also like the producer writer of that show. I just hear like just the side stories, and that's why Kevin Costner wanted out, just because like Kevin Costner said like I got other projects I want to do, but I sit around and I sit in my camper for forever
Yeah.
until I'm being called to like actually do like record my scene.
Yeah.
Like why does it take so long? But he's got to commit. So that's why like I think that's why what they did with his character in the last season is pretty much Kevin Costner saying I want out.
Hmm.
and I've heard the other actors on the show. Well, so it's like super unfortunate how it like kind of like ended because it kind of that last season just abruptly just like that's it.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be
Okay.
continuation. You know that,
Yeah, they
right?
keep saying they're going to be spin-offs and whatnot.
Well, not just
You,
spinoffs, there's going to be a continuation series. So that follows I don't know if it's going to follow Casey and no, it's going to follow Rip and Beth.
Rip and Beth, yeah, I heard that. So if Cole Hauser and what's her name are on board to go through it all, keep continuing. That's why here it's money is part of it. Like, I don't know, but
When I heard
not that.
Matthew McConaughey's being brought in.
Yeah, I heard rumors of that too. So, I mean, I'll definitely be all on board, but we'll see when we'll see it when it actually happens, I guess.
Well, and I love
I'll
Western.
believe it when I see it.
I love Westerns, so
Did you
I would
ever
be in.
watch Costner's movie
No,
Horizon?
I do want to see those though. Is there
You
two
do know
movies or
that
is there three?
there's one right now out. I don't know if it's on Netflix or what. But it was supposed to be a trilogy, and so the
Okay.
second one, I don't think the second one's out yet.
Okay.
I don't think. I might be wrong. Maybe it is out. But anyways, like each of those movies are like 3+ hours long. And so
Like
it's a
Lord of the
commitment.
Rings style.
Yeah, it's a commitment.
That's okay. I love it. I mean, I'll watch it.
I mean, as long as
I
you can
do
just
really want to see it.
as long as you just watch it at home or you can just hit pause and be like, oh, I'll continue tomorrow.
Hey, when maybe that's what Clean and I will do when baby number two comes along because when Jackson came along when we were both on leave, that's exactly what we did. We binge watched all of Yellowstone outside of
Oh,
the
really?
yeah.
Okay.
And it was like because I was on leave for 4 weeks to start off, and we started at the beginning of my leave and we ended it on like that last weekend of my leave. So it was like perfect. Now it was they still hadn't finished like the second half of season, what was it, five, six, seven, or
Yeah,
whatever,
whatever the last season
whatever the
was,
last
the
season.
second half.
Yeah, because we just saw that that just came out this past year, right?
Yeah, yep.
Um, so we watched that whole series and that. And then shortly after, because Colleen was still on leave, but then I was working. But on those weekends, we watched 1883 and then
Oh,
1923.
the prequel
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen 1883, but I haven't seen the Harrison Ford one.
Oh, you got to watch that one too.
Okay.
Season two, really good. Season one is decent. Well, no, I will say it's better than decent. It's pretty good. And then season two of that show is really good. But I think my favorite is 1883 out of all of them. Even Yellowstone. I think 1883 was the best.
That um who's it? Tim McGraw, right?
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
And Faith Hill. They were knocked out of the park, and then
Hmm.
the gal that plays the daughter,
Yep. And
she knocked out.
she narrates 1923.
Oh, really? Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
Well, put that on the list
Yeah.
outside of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I got
Watch it.
homework to do.
Yeah. Always homework. Hey, I got homework. I got to watch the Kevin Costner one um and
Uh-oh, are
read
you
those
freezing
books.
up again?
Can you hear me?
Oh, did I freeze up?
Maybe. I don't know.
Can you
I'm
hear
seeing
me?
you. I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay. Now I see you.
Okay.
You froze up, and then all of a sudden I got the message.
Ooh, so that one was on you.
Internet,
Internet unstable.
shame on me.
That time Bogey was slapping his own hand. Um, yeah, so we definitely have homework to do. We both do. Um, it's getting late though, so I think I'm going to start wrapping it up. Anything else you want to speak to in terms of Tales of the Empire, whether it be Barriss Offee's arc or Morgan Elsbeth?
No, I enjoyed both arcs. Again, maybe the feelings will be different if I watch uh uh what
Clone
Rebels has
Clone
Morgan in it, right?
no,
At least
Rebel,
Clone Wars for sure, but
yeah, Clone Wars will have like Asajj Ventress. Clone Wars will have um Barriss Offee. See, Rebels is more of that has the Grand Inquisitor as the temple
okay.
guard. So
Okay. So I mean, more to come, I guess. So
yeah,
I have to do.
I'll be curious to see what you say about the show after you watch, or be curious to see what you say about Tales of the Empire after watching the Clone Wars show.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
I got a really interesting, I guess, path that I'm taking watching these shows.
well, I mean, that's how Star
Kind
Wars
of
was
like I'm
started,
like
right?
going backwards. Like
Well, that's how Star Wars started. I mean, you started with episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then we went 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9. So
you
Star
just
Wars
jump
is
all
all
over the
about
place.
interesting pathways through the story. So
I gotta do a quick shout out to. I did not watch yet the video you sent me.
which one did I send you?
Uh,
Oh, I
Boardwalk.
tagged you. Boardwalk.
You texted me the TikTok video, but it's the I'm guessing it's the videos we've been watching. Maybe not.
Oh,
Maybe
if it no, it's probably like NSFW.
okay. But like the videos of the AI, I guess if it's called that, like God damn it, Greg, you clogged the
Yeah.
toilets again. Vader's gonna or there was or what was it there was one where it's like I'm running to the bathroom, I just had Taco Bell. And then shows him like panting like, I didn't make it. He's like Vader's gonna kill me. This is the third time I've shit in my suit this month. But I saw a new one today, well, at least new to me, and it was Mandalorian. He's like,
Okay.
I've been sent to Earth for a bounty for 500,000 whatever credits, and then it shows him in the middle of like freaking Antarctica or whatever, and he's trying to hunt down Yeti. He's like, oh man, this guy's actually pretty cool. They're like hanging out, they're having a fire, and then Yeti's like doing like tricks out of the tree or something like that.
I have
And
not
then
seen that one yet.
they like get in his ship, and then he's like, oh, this guy's so cool though. And then like the next scene, he's in a ship, but he's got like a fur coat. And
It's the
he's
Yeti.
like he's like sorry, or he gave the whatever Yeti the name. I forget what it was. He's like, sorry, I needed the money.
I have not
If
seen
I
that one yet, so I'll have to check that one.
Yeah, if I find that, I'll have to send that. But God, those AI videos are just hilarious. And it's just
Yeah.
like someone just holding like doing a selfie. Just,
Following a couple stormtroopers and
yeah.
one named Greg. Yeah, they're so I did just watch one. I can't remember, but maybe it was
I
that
always love,
shitting one, or I think I saw that one just the other day. That
I
one's
love the
pretty
one where every time he's like, damn it, Vader's sending us to Endor again.
funny.
These Ewoks are going to be something else. And they're like, actually, these guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, then there's another like, if Greg doesn't stop doing this, then freaking Vader's gonna send us to Endor once again.
Yeah. So
Oh,
for your listeners, search that stuff. That it's
it's
just
great. It's good for a good
hilarious.
laugh.
Yeah, for a good laugh. Yep.
All right. Well, it's getting late. It's what, past 11:30. So we will wrap up for today. Looking forward to talking more Star Wars next week. We'll figure out what we're going to discuss. I mean, we don't have as much content now, but we know Visions is on its way. That we just looked it up. It's October of this year that will be releasing season 3. And then, yeah, other things in the news. So if you're listening to us right now, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment, rate, review, all the above. Again, we greatly appreciate it. We'll have a prize giveaway at 200 subscribers. And then once again, a big one, the Jelly of the Month Club at 500 subscribers. But yeah, thanks again for listening to us today. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. And we look forward to talking more Star Wars next week. So until then, as always, May the Force be with you.
Thanks for calling. This is Han Solo, and I'm going to be keeping you company for the next few hours right here on the midnight shift. Something's